Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Ironfactory Resolute Defender, which is a third-party legend scale version of Transformers Generation 1 Brawn, but more realistically his IDW incarnation. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We can then have a quick look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. It also looks like he's got an abundance of accessories, so we can see how he looks with and using them. Because he's a Brawn figure, and although it's a different incarnation, we have to do some comparisons with, of course, Generation 1 Brawn, with other Ironfactory and indeed other third-party legend scale figures to give you an idea of size, as well, of course, for those of you who don't collect them, another comparisons with some more Hasbro mainline figures, again just to give you an idea of how big he is. So as I start to pack all these away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because again it really will help this channel out. And also I need to thank Show Z, and that's the online store in which I purchased this from, and as you can see they got him to me nice and safely. Right, let's have a look at the packaging then. So there's some product shots of him in robot and alternate mode. There he is tucked away inside his plastic encasing, and as we've just had a brief look, alternate mode there with some weapons, and again robot mode with looks to be different hands, so I'm imagining that's what it's going to be like inside here. Now the one thing with these third-party legend scale figures, they do come with an abundance of accessories, so I expect nothing less with these as well. And yep, there we go, as I've just said. In fact, let's stand that up for a second. So in there we've got open hands, closed hands, and then closed fists with the hole in so we can put the weapons in, and that looks like to be the drill bit from when he's in his alternate mode. We've got some instructions there like so, and indeed we've got the figure with even more accessories. So we've got two large guns, two small guns, and the figure himself. Let me just quickly take the guns out of here. In fact, no, I'll have to get them out in a second. Let's have a look at the figure then. Beautiful. So what I'm going to do with this video, we're going to do some first impressions first and foremost like this, and then we'll look at him in his alternate mode before coming back and doing some display ideas. So he's got closed fists in here already, so that means he's got 4 sets of hands in total. The head is a brilliant, as I say, G1 looking head. I've not actually seen the IDW version in the comic, but that looks very much like a G1 head. It's very identifiable to be Brawn. You can turn it around, you can look it up and down. It's slightly hindered and restricted by the stuff behind him. The shoulders are on ball and socket, so there's full range of motion. The bicep looks to have a double. It does have a double hinge there. The fists will have a wrist rotation because you can literally just pop these off and indeed put any of the other ones on that you wanted to. There's a waist swivel. These hips are on ball joints, so full articulation. There's a swivel underneath. There's a knee bend. There's an ankle tilt and rock. Basically, these guys are dubbed mini masterpieces for exactly that reason. You can see all the points of articulation on these. Incredible looking figure. Color scheme looks great. Not too much of a huge backpack kibble. Teeny gaps on the back really, but that really only looks like it's there mainly for just movement rather than transformation. It does look like they've covered up a few of the gaps there very cleverly. Front of the vehicle, you can tell it's going to be up there, but overall a great looking figure. Right, first impressions, really liking this guy. Well, let's have a look at him in his alternate mode then. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's pretty much in his alternate mode. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. Couple of reasons. One is to keep the main length of this video down. 2 is not to spoil it for anybody else who doesn't want it spoiling for him. And the third is because this is so small and intricate, what I've done is I've uploaded a tutorial video for you so you can see just exactly how to do it if you want to. Now, the reason why I've not fully transformed it is because I know that there's a special thing that you can do with this to support, in fact not support, to store away all of his weapons. Well, I say all of it. You won't be able to store away all of his fists, etc. But you can see you can pop that little gun inside there, and then that will be stored. Oh, I've gone the wrong way around. On the underside. So what you need to make sure that you're doing is you've got the handle facing the top. Otherwise, what will happen is you just saw what happened with me. It just won't fit. That'll fit over there. So you've got the little cutout there. You've got the extra handle there. Make sure that it's pointing upwards. Pop this in, and then close this up. I'll just show you the last part now. Now already with this, I'm really disappointed. It's a bit harsh maybe, but I don't really like it. You'll see why in a second. There's just far too many gaps. Now gaps don't usually bother me. I'm normally absolutely fine with them, but that's literally, that gap under the bonnet is supposed to be there. I've checked all the pictures, I've checked online, I've double checked everything. This is what it looks like, unfortunately. Now I knew it looked panelly when I was showing it off. Robot mode is amazing. This is just, yep, that's the fists, they are there, yep, that's the gap. It's okay, it perhaps could be a fraction of a millimeter closer, but that's the way it's supposed to be. I think what they get out of jail is the fact that you put these large guns on the roof, and it does obviously cover up some of the gaps, shall we say. And of course you can put the other bits on the inside, but I really I just think there's too many. You can clearly see you can't fill these in. That's the way that they fold, that's the way that they piece together, and it's such a shame because the robot mode is fantastic. From certain angles it doesn't look too bad either, you know, it doesn't look again, I just think it, perhaps if they've gone to all the intricacy and being really clever with all the fold out panels and the way it twists and tucks inside, I don't understand why they've not gone that extra tiny little bit just to fill all the gaps in. It just makes no sense to me. I wonder if I put the little guns there. I don't think you can. This will attach at the front like so, and again it looks good. It doesn't, you know, it serves its purpose. I just think there's too much of it loose, too many gaps, to be honest. Maybe I'm being overly picky. You let me know in the comments if you think I'm being overly picky, or is this just the way Ironfactory sort of style is. But you know, with Phantom it was really clever. Everything just folded together. There's pretty much zero gaps. Maybe because it's their take on the IDW style, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm being overly harsh. You let me know in the comments if I am. It's such a shame. The robot mode's amazing. I'm not saying it's awful, I'm just saying it could be so much better. And you can get away with it at some angles, but there's just, even for my standards, there's way too many gaps on there. Right, let's come back for the final time then with him in his robot mode, and we can put his accessories in his hands, etc., and see what he looks like with them. Okay then, back for the final time with him in his robot mode, and of course this is definitely the way that I'm going to be choosing to display him. A little bit disappointed, as you could probably tell I was, by the alternate mode. However, as I've pretty much said in the first impressions as well, really impressed by this guy in his robot mode. Now he does have an absolute abundance of accessories, which is great, but of course we're going to need to change the fists for this. So it looks like we're going to need the one with the open hand that can grasp. Let me just make sure, because again I've never done this. Yep, there we go, that can hold the gun. So let's nice and simply pop the fist off like so, pop this hand in place, and there we go, there's that there. Now you can keep that closed fist if you want. The bigger one is huge. I've just been looking at the back of the box just to see if there's anything that I'm missing, or indeed with what to do with it, because I think, I'll double check in a second, let's have a quick look. I think you might be able to locate it onto his shoulder, but perhaps not. I think it's just the fact that it's huge, and you can pop that onto him there. Now that, of course, I'm just finding out is making it a little bit harder for him to balance, which you can see there. What I was just referring to is that picture there, but no, it just looks like it's resting. It's not attached to the shoulder. Or you can put the two small guns in his hand. But what you can also do is, again, if you remember, and I showed you in the other way, the two small guns do fit inside this hole here as well, so you can have them either up or down. It depends how you want to. So what you can do, which is great, you obviously can't have all of his fists with him, but you can display him or have him hold onto every single one of his accessories, well, gun accessories shall we say, if you wanted to. Now you can of course take the small guns out like so, give him the small guns to hold. I do really like the fact that these come with so many different things, little things. It's very clever, and it's really good, because you do pay a lot more than what I would class obviously as a standard Hasbro core class. It's one of them things where you get what you pay for. This obviously has got more articulation, more accessories, but you pay a lot more for it. So it's exactly that, you get what you pay for. Right, one last thing to try. I wonder if you could, maybe you might be able to manipulate him to hold his drill. I don't really know. It might be a case of if you can get the fist to go over or under it, maybe, I don't really know. You're not supposed to. It doesn't say anything about doing that in anything. Maybe if you did like an open hand and swapped it. I'm just, again, going completely off the hook here, off the cuff rather, just to see if I can get it to work, just to give you ideas. And it looks like, no, all it looks like I've done is I've just stuck the fist inside the drill bit. You might be able to do it, I don't know, forgive me, because I can't get it to work, but it's not supposed to. These as well, actually, these are quite soft rubber. What I need to do now though, is because I've not done any yet properly, we're not in robot mode, is some comparison. So as I say, although he's not an IDW version, there is Generation 1 Brawn, and you can totally see the homage to that straight away. This one doesn't understand either. I'm having trouble with my brawns. There we go. There's that. This is one that should scale pretty well with him. And although it's a clear version, this is, they take on Mirage, called Phantom. So, of course, he's a little bit bigger because he's still classed as a mini-bot. And then I've got a Magic Square Trail Breaker or a Trail Cutter or a Trail Blazer. They call them loads of different names. Then we've got a New Age David, which is, of course, an Optimus Prime. So you've got an idea of the sort of scale that these fit together. And if you don't collect any of these and you've got no idea or sense of what they look like, let's give you something that can help you. So there's a core class Grimlock from the main line. There's a core class RC from the movie line. There's a deluxe Shrapnel mainline, Voyager class Optimus Prime mainline, and indeed, if you're a bit like me and you collect G1, that's a bad example. I was going to bring out Blaster, who is of course a huge G1 figure, and in fact way too big. He won't even fit on the screen. So I've just managed to find a G1 Starscream in the background to give you an idea of how small he is compared to them. So yeah, he really does live up to his name of being a mini bot, and to be honest, there's not much more to say about him. You could clearly tell in my voice that I was a bit disappointed with the alternate mode. Far too many gaps, didn't really like it at all. I don't think it's down to my transformation, I just think that it just doesn't really go together. But this is all about the robot mode for me. I think the robot mode is stunning. I definitely like that, and that's the way I'm going to be displaying him. If you want to order this guy, there's a direct link in the description. In the meantime, let me know what you think in the comments, guys. There he is, Ironfactory's Resolute Defender. Thanks for watching. Take care.